What's up, everybody? There's one of our tunes. Remember that one? That was when we had our Drunk Donkey IPA here locally. And our boy Andy Simmons wrote a song about it. I met a lot of great fans there at the beer release. So we'll say hello with Louie like we always do. We'll talk some weather this morning. Happy Saturday. Hopefully everybody's having a good start to the weekend. What's cooking, man? We got, hey, Juan from Puerto Rico. We'll be talking about you soon enough. You got a little break here before the waves start coming your way. Hey, Gil. I had to wake him up. He was a little he's in the snoring mood today. You say hi to everybody. Can you wave? We can fake wave. So that's our boy, and every morning we drink with Louie. And all right, yep. Hey, April, yep. Good morning, Coneheads. That's right. It's the official start of Conehead season here. We are 2 days away from the start of tropical season. And I bet you he would fall asleep like this. Watch. All right. Cool, man. All right, we got a couple thousand people. Awesome. A lot of stuff to talk about. We'll go. We'll talk about the launch. Doesn't look too good. I guess that's the word. Good. Kind of a bummer. All right, so we do have a couple things in the tropics here. We're going to say hi to everybody. Big thanks, of course, goes out to ABC Fine Wine and Spirits. Signing on for 2020 hurricane season. We love what they do. I thought the drinking poll last night would have had more people drinking. No, we only had like 68%. What's up with that? All right, hey Felice, what's cooking? Hey Jessica, what's cooking there in Orlando? I love Orlando. Hey Sheila Ross, yeah, I know the launch is not looking good. I drove over there on Wednesday. Tomorrow's definitely looking like a little better day. So hopefully they get it in. What's up, Chris? Our Drunk Donkey Camping crew. Sometimes my chats are a little late. Hey, what's up, Bella? I love to hear people from all around the Bahamas here. All right, so let's look at some things. This is weathernerds.org. Here's the whole weather pattern we're watching. So we have like 3 different things cooking here. Hey, Casper. Yeah, I wanted to show you too. Casper and Kay, Tropical Weather Threat Society, sent me an awesome link I'm going to show you here in a second that I added to my website, Casper, Kay. Thank you guys very much. Guys and gals. All right, so here's what's cooking. We got this big old blobby mess. Unfortunately, for Central America and Southern Mexico here, lots and lots and lots of rain. A lot of worries about flooding in this neck of the woods, and we do have fans down this way. So big sloppy wet rainmaker. It's called a Central American gyre. Basically lowering pressures. This is Invest 91L now. And we're going to watch all the models. Still showing energy pulling up, possibly into the Gulf here next week. So I'm definitely seeing a lot of chatter about that now. We've been obviously chatting about it too. Nothing yet to worry about. The only thing I'd be worried about is if I had plans the following weekend, I'd just be watching with one eye open. It does appear that it's pushing a little more westward if it were to come up. That's the latest trends. High pressure building here. So we're going to watch that. We got a front here that's making its way through the Carolinas. A little bit more lingering rain here. And then we have our Invest 92 spinning out here east of Bermuda, and it could become subtropical and be named. 60% this morning. So that's what's cooking there. This is going to shoot straight north. Here's the front. Originally we thought it was going to merge with our front, but it looks like the front's going to bow out a little bit, and we're going to have 92 go straight towards Newfoundland. So there you go. All right, so lots to talk about. If you're new to the site, welcome. We love you. This is fun. We do this live chat. Of course, Mike's weather page is got everything you need on it. And I added a new gadget today. Look at this. Holy cow. It's an embedded windy graphic, and this is almost more exciting than a brand new bottle of Jack. This is so exciting. You can zoom in, you can play around, you can do all your stuff. It defaults with a wide angle shot here. So I love it, man. It's so exciting. So there you go. That's new. All right, and our buddy Casper and Kay here. Check it out. International Meteorology Database. Here's what they came up with. So I put your all's link right here, Casper. Right here. Boom. Right above the surface chart map. I got rid of a surface analysis chart because the one that I had down here was almost the same as this one. So I got rid of that. I didn't want to make this page go any farther south. And I did over here, so I got to lose a page. I don't know which I'm going to lose because I added a new current wave map for the Gulf. So these are live current wave maps along with this Bay News 9 one. So anyway, back to Casper and Kay. They came up with this website, International Meteorology Database. You click on this, it's really awesome. Look at this. All your individual offices for each area in the tropics, all around the world. So you click Atlantic. Just for example, you click on Bahamas, and you're going to go to the Bahamas weather site. So that's ingenious, guys and gal. Okay, great job. So I'm going to use it a lot especially when we start talking about, Dominican Republic. I was going to email you on that one, but we got Puerto Rico weather, and I'm sure they're going to work. There's Bermuda weather. So anyway, that's new right here, International Meteorology Database. So good job. Cool. All right. So, yep, I'll be showing a lot. Hey Betty, yeah, you know what? I probably should put the link. I need to keep the link there. You're probably right because now you can't click it. Ooh, good point. All right, well I'll put the link back, Betty. Good job. Good job. I actually have the link way down here now. I moved it with my flood risk, but I'll put a link up here right above it because you might want to go to it. Yeah, Ray, I know I loaf around a lot. So here's SpaceX. It does unfortunately, I guess the official. I was watching Eric Burris today in Orlando, and they were saying 70% chance of rain. Not good. We can go to. Whoops. Actually, I don't want to lose my window I had opened up. All right. So here is the weather today. Unfortunately, it's been the same pattern since last Wednesday. Storms are going to start popping up real early. We could 1 o'clock start seeing storms pop up. This is the latest HRRRRRRRR. Hey Ellen, good job. Yeah, good point. I need to put that out there too. Now, Betty, that takes a long time. I like to click on it too. I'm impatient. I don't want to scroll all the way down there. So anyway, I'll fix it, Mirtha. No worries. But all right, so here's this deal: 1 o'clock, 2 o'clock, 3 o'clock, and you can see the pattern. Thunderstorms start to boil around noonish. So it's going to be hit or miss. There's 4 o'clock. It's just going to be hit or miss wherever they decide to start bubbling. And unfortunately, the latest HRR is showing it right over the Cape at 2 o'clock here. And, that doesn't look good. But, they could bubble. Here's one, they could bubble south, they could bubble north. I mean, that's why it's 50% right now. But the last couple model runs don't look good. Hey, Brian, it defaults to Euro, and that's a good point. So what I might do is put a little text that says embedded windy, and then I'll put in parentheses defaults to Euro because that's important. A lot of people say the windy forecast was right. Well, the windy doesn't make forecasts. It just shows you a forecast. So anyway, so that, that's 3 o'clock. I mean, it just doesn't look good, unfortunately. I drove over there Wednesday. If I was the gambling man, I would go tomorrow. But then you'd probably miss it. So I don't know what to tell you. Sheila Ross tell you it's 50%, but that's the news on that. So wish I had better information. Now tomorrow definitely looks a lot better. Here's the overall radar. We'll show you tomorrow's radar real quick. Here's what's cooking the next few hours. Our lingering storms here moving on off the coast of Carolina. Maybe a couple more, but that is about it. There's your front. This is 1 o'clock today. This is more of a wider range radar, so it doesn't really zoom in like we've looked at. But this shows you the pattern. And the only thing interesting coming up here, we got a little bit of action in the Gulf that might get pulled up northward as our front pushes through. A little bit more winds from the south, so we might get maybe some coastal rain tomorrow for southern tip of Texas. But everybody else, could be a little tail end of the front scattered stuff coming through later today. But I mean, overall, tomorrow looks really good for most everybody as far as weather goes. So that's good. So let's do that. We'll zoom in now on Florida and look at tomorrow. And tomorrow definitely looks like a little bit better day. And then we're going to talk about the tropics. That's really the only thing cooking right now. Tropics. So here's, let's go out to tomorrow. And, tomorrow, leftover fronts coming down, but not as near at all how much precipitation we could get. So, tomorrow 3 o'clock is the window. Here's 3 o'clock tomorrow on one map. So a lot better tomorrow than today. And that's all I got to say about that. Let's zoom in. Let's do the official Cape Canaveral forecast from the National Weather Service. They're showing 60% chance afternoon. Sunday, mostly sunny with afternoon storms. Later tomorrow. So tomorrow's definitely a better day. So that's all I got to tell you about it. Oh, launch weather now includes Tuesday. They're stretching it out to Tuesday. Yes, and listen, 2 things I've learned, and then we'll talk tropics. So we're going to change the map. I'll make sure I put my link there. Here's the Storm Prediction Center for today. Look at that. Still, they're still thinking some backside storms could come through along the East Coast here. And those are the popcorn storms rolling in behind the front this afternoon. So that's still been in the forecast. So the frontal line is deceiving. If you're looking at current radar, if you look at this right here, that's deceiving. We're going to have the tail end of the front. They showed this yesterday, and it's still playing out. We're going to have little storms pop up later today across the eastern U.S. here. So get your stuff in now because you could have a little bit more storms later on today, according to this. So 2 things about the launch. Just little tidbits. Because the astronauts are flying up to the International Space Station, they have to rendezvous at the exact same time. So, space station's going a bazillion miles an hour, and it has to hit it just right. So if it's too late, it'll never catch it. If it's too early, it'll pass it. So it's all timing of when they're going to hit the space. That's one of the things. There's others. And then a lot of it with the weather is they have to look at the recovery missions. They have to look at if there was an emergency landing, how the weather is. I think they said there's 51 different data points that have to match up perfectly to have a launch. So because it's astronauts, obviously more safety involved with protecting them. So all right, so we talked about the weather. Sunday looks good. Sunday. Let's talk about the tropics. So Invest 91, this is the global tropics map. We've been showing this a lot. They've been highlighting the potential here for early June development. It's not high confidence, but there is some on the NOAA map here. So we're not making this stuff up. Let's go to Levi's site here. I posted this earlier. Let's show this model map. This was actually Rally Weather. Alan Hoffman's his name. But generally speaking, this glob of mess down here, Invest 91E, is still expected to pull northward. Remember, some were predicting on this side, but it definitely appears the majority of models are drifting whatever into the Gulf next week. And I did put the current Ensemble's up this morning, in case you missed it. There are several GFS ensembles still showing potential storm in the Gulf next week. This is all the potential centers on some of the European, not all of them. It's not 100% confidence, but just to give you an idea, on 6:05, which is, what day is that? That's Friday. Whoops. So Friday we could have all these potential lows somewhere, and they're pretty low pressure: 970, 960, 970, 1001. So, I got to show you that. I mean, there are a few ensembles showing we could have a strengthening system, but it's not 100% confident yet. We still have a lot of lows that don't make it out yet. So that's just the possibility. It's there. And the GFS ensembles, GFS has definitely backed off the last couple of runs. But if you go to the ensemble map, this is the same time frame. Basically, it's a Saturday. A little bit weaker system, obviously, 1,000 millibar, but still enough ensembles to keep talking about it. So that's the big question. I've been telling everybody all along that these type of systems, very hard to predict, but this time of year is where we normally get these crossovers. So, and we're talking about the Fujiwara effect, Casper, correct? Katie, what's up? Kitty cat. All right, so I was going to show you. Hey, Brando, yeah, we did. It doesn't look good. Erica, I am not, but maybe tomorrow. We're trying to find something to do with the girls. So I would never say that I hope it's a scrub today. But if it is a scrub, then I might go tomorrow. All right, so anyway, here's the individual models. We go to the best place we go here. I got it linked all up here. GFS Euro. I got Weather Nerds up here. These are my two favorite sites: Weather Nerds and TropicalTidbits.com. All right, so let's take a look at the models. And it is still something to talk about. And believe it or not, we talked about this earlier, but they might designate this subtropical storm. It's 60%. They even say it could become a short-lived subtropical depression today or tomorrow, this weekend. But it could go straight north. Be this a little bit of rains, but hey, could be the third named system. I hope they name it, because I keep joking. I want to have Dolly out here in the Gulf. I want to zoom in on Dolly's blobs. We can have a lot of fun. Dolly's blobbish today. Look at Dolly's blobs. All right. So the latest GFS, pretty much nothing. And it's done that now. And it's done this in years past. The GFS, well, it has a little low pressure here now, June 8th, but it's definitely struggling, which is a good thing. We don't want no hurricanes or nothing, right? So there's the latest GFS, still showing kind of weak pressure Monday right here. That was the 06, the overnight, about the same. This is the overnight model. It's showing a little more system staying together and not really leaving behind much energy, but there's that. So the GFS, the last few runs, really has backed off a lot. But like I showed you, their ensembles are still saying several members. So we're not gonna say the GFS is 100% right now. So the Euro has been consistently consistent on low pressure coming up in the Gulf, and this is actually Wednesday, Thursday, and then there's Friday. So there's weak low pressure here. This is Friday, Saturday. This is the main operational run. And the Euro shows 1,003 millibar. Nothing scary to worry about yet. But as I've seen with models over the years, we're seeing consistency with the Euro. In every run, it's a little bit deeper. So we will typically see trends, and it does not appear that we're going to have a lot of shear So, it's conservative now, which is good. Pattern movement. I'm going to show you the CMC, and I'll show you some other ones. So, again, weak system into Texas. Time frame here would be Monday, Sunday, Monday. But A, don't worry. B, don't count it off and say it's nothing. So I want you to worry, but not worry. How's that for a forecast? Hey, Rick Sal, what's cooking? Dolly will make it into Tennessee. Yep. Yeah, Linda, I agree. But like I said, I love watching the ensembles. All right, so there's that. And then yesterday's Euro, kind of the same thing. See that sloppy low, kind of northwest. CMC's been real consistent. We showed that a lot last year. They did very well. Canadian model, the GEM. Beautiful consistency with the CMC model here. But here's Wednesday, same time frame as the Euro. Wednesday. So CMC a little more aggressive. Pulls it up. Same general area. At this point, 1,000 millibar, they're just talking about middle of the road tropical storm. If it starts getting below 1,000, then it could start, squeaking around a little stronger. The thing that I need to note is that a lot of the ensembles are showing possibility for a little stronger. So, actually, the CMC yesterday backed off of it. That's interesting. So here's where you have a flip-flop that runs. So the CMC. All right, here. This is interesting, but this is funny how models can trick you. This was yesterday, 24 hours ago. CMC showed this. That's 24 hours. This is current, so great consistency, right? But the model running between it, 12Z, nothing. So you can't get so wrapped up in one or two model runs. You look for consistency, and right now, because the general pattern is northward and a little bit more to the west. So there's that. Some of these other models I don't think go out that far yet. Icon's only, and it's showing a weak low pressure system here. We only get that screen. So there is weak low pressure system here. 5 days out. This would be Wednesday. Icon. Navy model's been showing it. Big broad low pressure system. This is Friday. So we're getting model support. Here's the Navy, the prior run. This is Saturday. Next weekend. So pretty consistent. All right, let's we'll back off of that model site. We'll let me take a break and see what you guys are saying. Flip flop. I love flip flops. Hey, Crystal, if it happens, it could be it could be middle of the week that this thing decides to pull northward, or it could delay more towards the end of next week. It's all when it decides to emerge out into the Bay of Campeche. Shannon, if I had to say yes or no, I would say no launch. If you put me on the spot with a firing squad. Hey, steering pattern. Yeah, well, we need to actually go back to that. That's a good point. Let's go back to steering patterns. I love watching the steering patterns. That's a big factor, right? Or where are the steering patterns? And that tells you a lot. All right, so as we get into next week, we have a high pressure system. This would be right here. This is Saturday next week, okay, on the GFS. GFS not really showing our organization, but theoretically, we would have something right here if it's going to happen, which there's a decent shot. We could have a little something. But steering patterns, high pressure system starting to build in around it on the east side. And this is consistent pattern. I talked about it this morning, but we have high highs over Florida. If that was the case, then whatever were to form would only have one way to go. That would be either north or northwest or northwest. So, middle of the Gulf, over a little more trending pattern to where high pressure. Now, here's the latest Euro, showing you pretty much the same thing. Here's where our blob would be, somewhere actually right there. this is theoretically over the weekend. If we did have a system following weekend, here's the high pressure. So the oranges are your high pressure domes, and low pressure systems cannot penetrate that. So they actually are like two magnets, I always say, that oppose each other, and the low pressure cannot penetrate the high pressure, and it'll go around it. So when you have high pressure building on the east side, then it will deny any movement towards Florida. And there's the CMC, lowering 500 millibar pressure and high pressure. So that's the steering pattern. As of now, they could change that far out. There's a lot of things right now, but you look for consistency, and I see that. All right, so let's go to another cool site and look at some ensembles. Hey, Andy, I played your song this morning. Hey, Ron, nope, not really sheer. Louis scale. Yeah, I could do a Louis launch window. Who's put that 70-30? Is that 70% good, Sheila, on Tuesday? Yeah, Katie, you're right. GFS. We've been kind of watching that little low pressure out there the last few days. John, good point. It could actually just hang around the bay and not even do anything. So, that's why we tropics watch. I got to be careful. I don't try to hype. We just always have talked about long-term chances. That's part of the fun of our page. Hey, look at that, Jennifer. They finally talked about a little something, something. There's a little something, something with some spinach out there. Whew, man, Allison, that could mess things up next week. Well, later next week. You might be right in front of it next week. I'm telling you, the timing of this thing could be tricky because some of the Euro ensembles are kicking it out a little quicker. So we got to just watch for that. So technically speaking, these are all different ensemble runs from, and I showed these a week ago, right? And there was very few Euros, but we've seen Euro does not make knee-jerk reactions. Euro is very methodical, and you see, and then CMC is becoming kind of that way too. But you see small changes. Come here, baby. You want to say hi? Yeah, come here. Sarah's actually sitting around the corner, waiting to say hi. Right? She loves Mike's Weather Page. Say hi.
Hi.
You excited about Saturday?
Yeah.
You want to go swimming?
Yeah.
Yeah. You say hi to everybody?
Yeah.
Say hi. Talk.
Hi.
What's Louis doing? Where is Louis? Is he sleeping?
Probably Emily.
Probably with Emily. Okay, let me go to work. Love you. She brags about Mike's weather. Every time she sees a cloud, Mike's Weather Page. Ooh, it's nasty. It's stormy. All right, so here's the timing of what we could see. All right, so this is June the 3rd. A couple of the European ensembles are popping it out here early. June 3rd. That would be midweek. So that would be early, but the pattern we're seeing is nothing because the website's stuck. Here we go. Boom, 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 boom. So there are a few ensembles. You remember there's 51 European ensembles. So there's a lot. I think there's 51. 50 or 51. I get things wrong a lot. Don't ever fact check me. I'd fail. I'm fake weather. But here's the ensembles. So nothing to be worried about, please. But there are some that do say, that could be a little stronger than 1,000 millibar. A lot of them just have it die down here in the Bay of Campeche. So, we got to keep talking about it. I always talk about the chances. So there's that. Those are the latest. This timing would be, earliest we could see would be June the 5th. And we could actually have this thing take a little more time and come up June the 8th. So, we're in this window here. Lots to watch the next couple days. Some of the probability maps came out today and it's supporting a little bit more colorage. I like this map. This kind of blends it all into a percentage map. And tropical storm chances are the first time we've actually seen 50-60% for tropical storm in the Bay of Campeche on Wednesday or June the 4th. I keep going back to the map. I need to have a calendar. That's Thursday. I need to have like a digital calendar with like the next 7 days right here. Anyway, that's interesting, right? So we got a little more color. You know, it's not 100%, but the trend is there. You know that we could see something. So there's that. Actually, let's see the hurricane. That's the first time we've actually ever seen any hurricane colorage all year. So, you know, that far out of this, not a lot of confidence, but at least, you know, it's supporting what I just said. And there are a few ensembles showing that. So there's that one. Let's talk about the GFS ensembles, and then I'm going to look at some other models, the UK and a couple other ones, and then we'll see what you guys are chatting about. Well, Betty, if this name, we have Cristobal, I think is that the next name? Cristobal, I hope I say it right, Cristobal. Oh, they actually give you a pronunciation guide. Look at this. Crease, toe, no, toe would be toe-e-e. So it's crease, toe, ball, crystal ball. There you go. It's a crystal ball. Crystal ball. So it could be either Dolly. What about this one? And what the heck? Eyes, Oz. That's going to be fun. Try to say that when you've been drinking. Oh, emphasis on the second syllable. Cristobal. It's harder. I just like Kyle. Look at that. They make it confusing. Laura. Well, anyway, it's either going to be Chris Tobal or Dolly. All right, that's enough of that. Let's look at some GFS ensembles here before we get too wacky. Where the heck is the golf? Here's the golf. Let's see. Hey, Aaron, I guess the official word is the 50-50 chance, but radar is suggesting that we could have thunderstorms developing, unfortunately, right along the whole eastern coast of Florida. So not looking good. Holy cow, something just flew by. We have a hawk here that flies around. And he swoops in, man. He's a big old guy. All right. All right, so here's the GFS ensemble. So even though the GFS model is saying no, here's the fourth. We're going to start seeing some of the GFS ensembles saying yes. So just because the operational run says no, there are, a handful, dozen or so GFS ensembles that are saying that we could see this thing pull northward. This is June 7th. So GFS is not saying 100% no right now. That's the important part. And again, the GFS is kind of went in line thinking with the high pressure building here over Florida and pushing it north or northwest or northwest. Northwest. So if I had to pick an alert level, anywhere from the Panhandle, Texas, that's a big broad area, but it hasn't even formed yet, so it's impossible to get anybody worked up. So, hey Robin, I think it's 3:22. 3:22 today, 3 o'clock tomorrow. Apparently, that's what I think. All right. A couple more models here. We'll look at the UK and see what it's got sniffing. If it's showing anything yet. Only goes out 5 days, I believe. It's been showing a weak low pressure system. And nothing really showing there, which is good news. But there's our high. So the Bermuda high is coming back. And that's what's going to influence the final steering of our low pressure. So So there's that. So we're not gonna get everybody worked up on it. Just for fun though, we could look at some. Where the heck is it? What do they call it? So, well, here's Texas South Central. Let's just say, for example, if the euro was right, what we could be looking at as we go in time. All right. So this is an interesting model. Here's that rain we showed you. Let's do 24-hour rain because it'll get confusing with weekly rain. We'll do 24-hour rain. So today's rains are bouncing back up from the Gulf today into tomorrow. So there's a little chance of some rain tomorrow, southern tip of Texas. But as we get back in time here, you can see our system approaching. There it is. So that's what the Euro's thinking. Obviously it's spiraling in rains the following weekend into Monday. But it's already picking up, some heavy pockets of rain. Obviously this will change. But look at this. We're even showing, Louisiana. I mean, come on, this is so far out I wouldn't bet on it. But just to show you that the models are now picking up on it, the potential for rainfall. And remember, the eastern side of a system, if this is shear to any, it obviously Louisiana and Upper Gulf are going to get action. So this is time frame next Monday. So we could, again, weekend weather could be dicey next weekend. Saturday not so bad. It's just depending on how fast this blob comes up. Could be a downer next Sunday for somebody. So there you go. Yeah, the euro only goes out 10 days. The GFS goes out a lot longer, and here's the rain map for the GFS. See if it shows. Yeah, see, it's starting to show the juice too. So even though the GFS isn't showing anything really tropical, it's still showing that wave come up Sunday into Monday. So from the bottom. So definitely Sunday, man. Following weekend, you could start telling people you'll sound like a genius. If you tell them we're gonna have rain next Sunday in Louisiana and Texas. Sherry, are you new to our site? This is short, man. Ma'am. I didn't say man. I said ma'am. I chat, man. We go 2, 3, 4 hours sometimes. That's what I do. The webpage here, it's got it all. This is where we do all the tropic stuff. But let me click on this here and you'll see you guys. Let's see. April, yeah, I do believe it. I think we're going to get some surprise Atlantic waves early in the season. We're already getting tropical waves come across. Carol, there's a few ensembles showing, we could have borderline hurricane, meaning that you could. The fact that we have any ensembles saying that means that we got to watch it. And my gut feeling is what we've seen with the Gulf this year, exploding these storms, is that I'm not sure how the modeling is with taking in current Gulf temperatures, because we've seen blobs and squalls this year. That sounds like a shirt, man. Blobs and squalls. See if we had like a guy and girl shirt, we could have blobs, and then I could be squalls. But we'll see what it does out here in the Atlantic or Gulf, because the Gulf has been a little more explosive with our storms early season. And I'm wondering, I've said this before, I'm wondering if the ocean water temps are just warmer than average, and it might be playing trickery on models. So we'll see. Not hyping anything. Hasn't even happened yet. Jason Tarbox, how do you always sign on right when it's over? Thank you, Andrew. Hot water and keys, you got that right. Yeah, so we'll see. Another big thanks, shout out to Matt here at Weather Nerds. He gave me some direct links So when we have a storm now, you can click on the links and you're going to go directly to the current satellite. There's Invest 92 spinning just east of Bermuda, going north northwest. Could be subtropical Cristobal. And what else we got down here we can look at? Here's a cool map. This is the water vapor. Mid-level water vapor. I love looking at that. Look at that. Spinning away. Bye-bye. Dry air behind the front. Look at that. See that? Big old dry air pocket. All this juice down here in Central America. That's where we're watching it. If it does, listen, regardless, if this thing gets pulled up, it's going to be a wet blob no matter what. So, but the pressures are already lowering in the area. We can go to Tropical Tidbits and get an update on Invest 91E. And there's Invest 91E. Here's CMC ensembles. Showed this earlier. This is what's left of it. GFS is saying it's going to die, but then energy is going to be left behind on a new system. I don't have ensembles or models on Euro. Where would I get those? I don't know. But anyway. All right, anything else? Let's see. Trouble Tidbits. There's a good link, John, whatever that is. Cristobal. Cristobal, I'm telling you. Cristobal. Or did I say it wrong? It's Casper. Yep, I believe it. Rain. I like juice, don't you? Yep, I like juice. Gin and juice. Hey, what's up, Valerie? Thanks for being a supporter. Appreciate that. I got a lot of great supporters, man. I really, 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 really appreciate it. Spent a lot of time doing this. I do it for nothing, but it's nice to have supporters out there. It's an addiction that I have that is the weirdest addiction ever. Is 24/7 I think about weather. Like I roll out of bed, the first thing I do is grab my phone, look at the models, look at any alerts, look at Tropical Tidbits, look at Hurricane Center. That's what I used to do as a kid. I used to roll out of bed and wait for the Weather Channel to show their new cone on their tropical updates. They used to be 19 and 59 or something like that. Or twice an hour or a day. I remember that. 1949 maybe. But I couldn't wait for the new cone to come out, man. I was so addicted to the cone. So anyway, yeah, So yeah, be a Facebook supporter. We love you guys. Thank you, Mary. Bermuda High, it does help contribute, Cindy, yes, because Bermuda High helps kickstart spinach sometimes. And wherever you get these boundaries across the ICTZ line, then you get these waves coming across. And, you get, we already got some waves out here. Nothing yet showing, but there are tropical waves. Where did I put the new surface map at? I do have another link down here. We have full Atlantic surface. There we go. So there's your ITCZ line right here. A little far to the south this time of year. Once it starts trickling north a little bit, then we get the winds to start supporting spinach. But we have a tropical wave here. This one was out here not too long ago. And it's cool to see it on the windy map here. You can see the winds clash. Where is the windy map? There's a windy map. So the windy map is neat because it kind of shows you where the clashing of the equatorial lines are. And, this is how systems start. It's really fascinating. But when you get winds from the north with winds from the south, you start to get spinach. So when you get these mid-level thunderstorms roll off of Africa, and they track them, they call it the African rain train. They plop over the Atlantic, and they usually don't designate them until they pass the Cape Verde Islands because they don't know if they're going to become anything or not. But this mid-level spinach sometimes finds the surface and then it travels along, and then it gets strong enough that it breaks off the ITCZ line. Misha, I wish we could. 50 pass. Yep, that was it, man. Casper, 50. I remember 20 and 50, I think. It's twice a day. So anyway, then they break off, and then they become their own little guys, and then they want to pull northward. But here's the windy map on Invest 92. Look at that. Spinach, right? You can see why now that it might become subtropical. There's Bermuda. Hey, everybody in Bermuda, what's up? So I love this map. Here's a big blobby mess we're watching right now. There is a little vortex down there. Look at that. There's a little spinach down there. So below all that tropical juice down there, we do have a little sign of spinach. Didn't even see that. So let's look at it. So let's see if we can see that. So let's zoom in on our spot to watch. Looks like it's right here. Let me get a little better spot. That's not bad. So it looks like, where was that? It was right below. That's probably it. So let's loop it. You can see the convection. Yeah, you can see it starting to get that look. Get the look. All right, what else is going on? Hey, you're welcome, Maureen. Good morning from MS. There's a little blow up here, so that's probably where the convection is. So. And the NHC is talking about it. Has it as 70% chance. And it's curving this way. So anyway, space launch, Andy. A lot of people asking, man. Gosh, this does not look good. Kicker Naval saying they're hoping for a window. I know they're hoping for a window. It's just, man, it just does not look good. I mean, it's just like Wednesday. It's hit or miss. Wherever the weather gods decide to start raining. The latest HRR, let's see if we have a 13Z hour that just came out. Yes, it's only 5 hours in, but we might be able to see some. Oh, God, look at that. Jeez, what do they have against the Cape? This is the latest. This is 1 o'clock. So the pattern's been, it looks like noontime, nothing, maybe a little bit down south. Look at that, Key West getting a little action at noon. But then, bam, at 1 o'clock, things really start kicking off, especially here by me, too. Which is kind of rare. Usually you don't see storms fire on both coasts. That indicates the steering currents are pretty slow or weak, and they're probably going to hang around a little while, which is also isn't good news. Ventral flow has been west to east. You can see that right here. This is the last run. This is unfortunately 3 o'clock, 4 o'clock, 5 o'clock, 6 o'clock. So the storms eventually are going to kind of push inland a little bit more than the west coast. A little more west coast sea breeze pushing storms in, but you know, it's not looking good. All right, what else is going on? Hey, Betty, it could split. You know, that's it. Yep, 3 o'clock. I know. I just hate that they had to go through the same routines again of everything and get everybody. And we were watching it in the car on the way over there, and it was exciting, man. It got down to 20 minutes, and I'm like, doesn't look really good. What are they doing? It's like I wonder if they had a secret microphone where they told everybody, "There's no way in hell we're gonna launch, but we got to keep acting like we're gonna launch." Hey, Alan Floyd, what's up, brother? Lightning map. Let's take a look at the lightning map. I have a lightning map somewhere. Where is it? Lightning, where are you? Right here. Lightning map. And there's your lightning map. Oh, go to it. Maybe not now. There's no lightning now. There's our front lightning map. So, nothing yet. Okay, so what else is going on? Hey, Ryan Anderson, what's going on? International Space Station, Nancy, can't say that. ISS, International Space Station. Laureen Kelly, good point. Yep. You got all kinds of the launch windows must be a science all on their own. Brian, yes. 14, 15, 16. June, no. It should be gone by then. There is a chance, though, in the Gulf this week coming up. We're watching. Okay, yep, lightning comes into play. I think lightning was the final word on the storm. Wednesday was there. It was lightning in the area. And just like softball, they have sirens that popped up. We need 10 minutes delay, and they didn't have 10 minutes. Hey, Janice, you're watching? You cool? Ryan, you're right. Actually, Ryan, I think it's going to start storming in Pinellas at 12:49. I don't understand the whole tax-free thing, Marcia. Maybe it's because they don't want you going out and buy Yetis. But it is tax-free in Florida, so you can buy generators and batteries and all kinds of stuff. I posted yesterday. Kind of items. Let's take a look. Brian, I do believe it's going to be a busy year. I don't know why. Well, they all predicted it. A lot of it has to do with lack of El Nino. A lot of it. And the waters are hotter. And look at my maps back from NASA. Check this out. Maybe they heard me cry. You know, unfortunately, too, see, I can't put a lot of cool weather graphics on my site because it's secure. And some weather sites still are not secure. So, but obviously the NASA site is. So, if you go to NOAA Satellite Anomaly Map, it was offline for a few weeks, but now it's back. This is showing you weekly departure. I see it defaults to weekly departure from average. Monthly, though, way hotter over the course of the month. So weekly could be tricky. It's the overall heat, because this translates to ocean heat content below the surface eventually. So anyway, the water's getting hotter. Here's our cool Pacific, and this is trending. Water uprising is trending to cooler Atlantic water or Pacific waters. Cooler Pacific waters mean warmer Atlantic waters, which means less shear, the way the wind works. So when we have an El Nino, you get increased wind shear through the Caribbean across Central America, and you get higher wind shear phenomenon. And then La Nina reduces wind shear, and it increases the wind shear out here. And it's all controlled by the ocean temperature. So when we have a La Nina, which there's a chance we could, that means we're going to have enhanced storm activity August, September, October, if it forms. So that's one of the things. Well, they could all curve away and miss everybody too, so never know. The another thing got to just pinpoint here, the MJO forecast for next week is favorable green. This is definitely something you're going to hear in the news a lot. The MJO is positive for next week, which helps enhance thunderstorm activity. It's a pulse of energy that goes around the earth, and it's amazing. But the yellow and oranges suppress thunderstorm activity, and the greens basically enhance thunderstorm activity. It's the rising and sinking of air. It allows the rising and sinking of air. So enhance allows more convection. So anyway, we're in a positive for that next week. So anyway, I go blurry. Nah, that's you haven't had enough caffeine, Mike. Unfortunately, that's probably internet. I hear Sarah breathing. Sarah. So anyway, all right. Let's see any more questions. Holy cow, it's been an hour. Yeah, we've never had 3 sea storms in the month of May. So there's a chance that we could be looking at subtropical crystal ball. Catherine, thank you. Yeah, my granddad, apparently, I didn't know him very well. I was young, but he was a paper tracking chart. I have a link here on the site. He was a tracker and loved it, my dad said. So somehow it must be in my genes. But these are the old public style tracking charts that I have a link to. Look at that. So you can still do it. You can do it at home. Teach your kids how to track hurricanes. It's fun. But I have the link on the site right here, tracking charts. Oh, another cool site that I didn't know that. Hey, Jonathan, I'll do it for you, buddy. So, Storm Radar History. This is a cool site. I don't know why I didn't have it linked. I had it linked up on my menu bar, but I didn't have it linked here. But anyway, Storm Radar History. Somebody actually was emailing me that needed Michael Radar because they're having an issue with insurance. So anyway, this dude, what's his name? Brian McNulty. Great site, buddy. He collects University of Miami. But he collects all the radar images and loops them together. Fascinating stuff. So if you want to see like Michael, you just click on it, you know, and look at that. It's great stuff he does. So I put that link on there. So if you ever want to see history of storms, he's got a lot of them. Tropical Storm Gordon, you know, Lane, a lot of storms. Look at all these storms, man, dating way back. Here's then we have Charlie. Okay, we got a lot of them. 14. What the hell? I'm a decade behind. Here's Gene. I remember all these. I lived it. There's Gene. Look at that sucker, man. Rolling in. Fort Pierce. Yeah, Gene, come on, hurry up. I'm impatient. Gene came across the state. This is Hurricane Gene. Look at a beautiful thing, isn't it? Amazing. And Gene came across Sebring. And then it started going a little north through Tampa. And there you go. So you can have fun with that. So anyway, I put the link right here. Storm Radar History right here. It's fun stuff. All right. So anyway, I've been an hour. I'm going to put it all online. Oh, Jonathan English wanted a recap. First off, Jonathan English, we cannot pronounce the next storm name, so you need to help us. So there's nothing official about down south yet. The only thing is CMC and Euro are all over the fact that we could have midweek low pressure here in the middle of the Gulf, pulling northwestward. At this point in the game, the upper Gulf to Texas for sure could be in play as early as next weekend. So no official forecast, nothing on the NHC yet to worry about. There is a lot of chatter on National Weather Service websites. Local sites are talking about it now, so I'm not making this stuff up. They're all just saying keep an eye on it. There are some ensembles on the Euro that are suggesting a little bit stronger, so that's definitely got my attention. I don't want to be a fear monger at all, but you know, the trend on the Euro has been a little bit more stronger systems that could possibly come up. Could is the big word. A lot of them have it die down here too. So that's about, it's more than 10, 20, it's about maybe 20, 30, you know, almost over, not, maybe half of the members are saying something. So, you know, confidence is increasing. Actually, the only one you need, there's two graphics we'll look at and then I'll be done. But, you know, this one is the first sign that we've actually seen a blend of the Euro showing potential for tropical storm, at least this much color. And the time frame here is June 4th. So, you know, this is upwards of 50% plus, 50, 60% chance of the Euro saying tropical storm. Okay. Another good model site that I show a lot is this little guy here. This is a blend of the Euro, the CMC, the Navy, and GFS. So it takes all the ensembles. It always shows something here. I don't know why. But anyway, that's the first time we've seen orange. We saw a little bit of yellow, remember? A little bit a couple days ago. But now we're getting a little more consensus that we might see something here. So that's all. That's it. There you go. Thanks, Casper. All right, got your generator order. Cool, man. Champion is my favorite generator on the planet. And there you go. Harvey kind of did that. Yep. The only thing Harvey had was later in the season, which is, there's more heat potential in the Gulf then. So the good news, at least now, is that the Gulf is not as hot as it was with Harvey. So that's the only plus that we have. The only question mark I have is how these storms have been blowing up this year because the Gulf is warmer than normal. So there you go. Anyway, what is the link for the NCP? That's the GFS. Well, I got the link, I have most of the good links up here. And then you can get to, that's the best site. So I got one right here, GFS. Let's look at the Navy site real quick because I added that link. I'm so happy I finally found it. It took me forever to find the Navy link. But there's, Navy showing a big sloppy system 180 hours out. So just another one showing Saturday the 6th here. And it's big and sloppy. Navy's not the best model in the world, but it's just adding to the fact that we got possibilities. So anyway, do we... Anything else? Yeah, Taylor Lee, man, it was terrible, Harvey. Also, last year's Imelda was a big one last year. And that formed less than, I think it was 45 minutes before landfall. They named Estobel. Or Estobel. Where did that come from? Imelda. What the hell? I don't even know what that is. All right, anything else real quick I can get to, and then I'll upload this. We'll do a recap. I'll put it on at noon, and then we'll be model watching today, right? I don't know if I'll do one tomorrow, Sunday. We're gonna do something with the family tomorrow, so I probably won't be live tomorrow. Give my voice a break. All right, well, listen, I don't see too much I've missed, I don't think. Make sure you get your Drunk Donkey gear. Somebody asked about that. Mike's Weather Page store right here. Mike's Weather Page store. You can be a Drunk Donkey. And Facebook supporters get 20% off. And you can be a Drunk Donkey. And here's this year's hurricane season shirt. Bring it on. And we already went through 2 names. Can you believe it? Look at that. Arthur and Bertha are already gone. Just like that. The Navy link. Hey, Martha, if you're asked about the Navy link, what's the YMCA? I don't know. What's that? But here's Navy way up here, upper right here, when I have all of my favorite model sites right here. So now I have Navy right here. And it defaults to the page here, and you can click on a million different runs of information. But the first one is basically your surface winds, and you click your hours. So if I go to 204 hours, you can see the general spinnage in the Western Gulf. Anyway, hey April, thank you. South Georgia, Leslie, nothing cooking. Maybe a couple stray showers today. We have this front rolling through today. Again, there's a chance for some last minute storms popping up here along the East Coast. So even though the radar is showing all the rain out in the Atlantic, we're still going to have some popcorn storms develop in front of this front. Tomorrow looks a lot better for most everybody. It's going to be a nice Sunday. A little bit of rain's popping up from the tail of the front into Texas tomorrow to watch out for right here. So that's tomorrow's weather, and then normal thunderstorms tomorrow for Florida, but nothing like we're seeing today, unfortunately, for the launch. So I will, Shannon. We talk a lot about the Virgin Islands when it gets tropical. And if I don't, remind me. You can smack me, email me or something. But I try so hard. Yeah, I try hard over the years. We got a lot of fans that live down in the Virgin Islands, and definitely the last few hurricane seasons, we've watched storms come through this way. A lot of fans in Puerto Rico and Dominican Republic. We keep up with you guys for sure. I won't forget you. Even Aruba. Look at that. They've had a storm or two. Jamaica, Haiti, right? Bahamas, Yucatan, the Bay of Campeche. Cool beans. All right, and in Newfoundland, we'll have a little Cristobal maybe this weekend. Cristobal. Maybe that's it right. All right, be good, y'all. I'm gonna sign off. I keep yakking away. So anything else? Not maybe. I will. Yeah, Shannon, I know you were. Holy cow, that was back-to-back year. So, and AJ, you're updating our names here. I see. Did I say them all? What did I miss today? I don't know. I used to say, did you see the Rays last night? But now that we don't have Rays, we have NASCAR. Chase Elliott. Yep, Casper, you got it. Thank you, buddy. You and Kay. We got a great link here that will show you all the different localized sites. Cool stuff. Cool, man. All right. Well, have a great day, everybody. Happy Saturday. If we don't do anything, I'll definitely be live tomorrow. Maybe tomorrow night. We'll watch the models. I'm excited. Models come out at 11:30 and 1:30. It's all I got to look forward to. So have a great day. Thank you, John. Thank you, Sheila. Thank you, everybody. Let's hope we get a space launch today. But it's not looking good. So we'll see you later. Bye.